Hey everybody, welcome back to the Kids Kitchen Show. I am making myself a little brunch today and I thought you might just want to sneak in and watch what I'm making. It's kale season. I have some in my garden and there's just some beautiful one at the market as well. So I thought I would do a little kale, Japanese sweet potato, which is like one of my very favorite foods on this planet, and some mushrooms, an onion, and some eggs. So I don't know if there's like an official name for this dish, but maybe like a hash, because I'm going to cook the sweet potato right on the pan, on the skillet, and then with all the vegetables, and I'm just gonna crack a couple of eggs on top. So super simple, it's not even really a recipe. I'm just sort of gonna show you what I do when I make things for myself. So first I'm gonna do just a half, as much as I wanna eat this whole thing. And believe me, I can. I have. But when it's too much, then I don't feel great, right? So I sort of have to learn what my body can tolerate and still enjoy what I love and just eat it just to the point of satisfaction. That's really it. It's very simple. Just eat what you love. So I'm just gonna peel a sweet potato. So this is Japanese sweet potatoes. Sweet potatoes, they're not related to potatoes actually. They are, they're also root vegetables, but they're not nightshades, they're vines. So if you have some sensitivities to nightshade foods like tomatoes, potatoes, sweet potatoes aren't in that category, and you can absolutely enjoy sweet potatoes. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna chop this up sort of small because I want it to cook right on the pan. And the smaller it is, the faster it will cook. And then I will probably kind of saute it with the onions, and then the mushrooms and the kale happen after. So you know what, I'm actually gonna see if I can just do a quarter, because that might be a little too much. So I'm gonna do a quarter sweet potato for now, and then just half of this sort of smallish onion. So I forget where this was, but there was like a poll of what is your favorite vegetable, and I don't know, I think I might have said, what did I say? I might have said sweet potato. It is still a vegetable, right? It's a root vegetable. And then I was reading other people's comments, their answers, and somebody said onions. And I was like, whoa, because I don't really think of onions as a vegetable. Of course it is, right? It's also root. But, and she said in her comment that because I eat onions with almost everything that I make. And I was like, good point. No, I still make onion. It might be like my favorite condiment. Okay, so mushrooms, you know how to clean mushrooms, right? With a little dry or damp paper towel, because of just to get rid of some of the, it's not really soil, it's the stuff that it grows in, because mushrooms these days, we're not harvesting them from the forest the way some people still do, and used to be in the old days. I'm going to quarter the mushrooms. So I'm just gonna have all of my ingredients right here on this lovely, lovely cutting board. Move everything else out, and then chop up the kale. And then there is sort of an art to this dish as to what goes in first and second, just because of how long it takes to cook each thing. Kale, for instance, won't take like a minute, right? It's just so fast to cook. So this is still from my yard, but my garden, which is a yard. And I'm just gonna chop it roughly like this. But yeah, like I said, there's some really beautiful kale coming out. Kale is so much like, it thrives in cooler weather, and it's been relatively cool for summer, right? So it's doing really well, and it's not rough, and it has like that sweetness. And kale is, if you like kale, it's good with everything, as you know. if you don't like kale, I want you to reconsider, because not only is it like a superfood because it's so fibrous and so rich in nutrients, but it's so versatile. It can pretty much go into everything. You know, it's gonna go into the hash today, it can go into soups, it can go into frittatas, which we'll make another day. It can become chips, we can do that too. Kale chips are amazingly delicious and easy. So yeah, okay, so I'm gonna use 2 eggs, and aren't these lovely, beautiful, local eggs? Okay, another factoid. Did you know that eggs, the color of eggs, depends on the variety of the chickens? I met this lady, she's a little older, but she thought that if they're brown, or actually if they're not white, that they've gone bad. No, false. All right, so we're gonna move over to the pan and then just make this hash. I'm just heating olive oil in the pan, and then I'm going to put onions and sweet potato in there first. Try not to get other things in there, which might not be possible, but we are going to try. So hopefully the size of the sweet potatoes are small enough so that they cook quickly. There you go. I'm gonna salt and pepper now to sweat out the onions a little bit. And a little trick to cooking potatoes or something that's a little bit, takes a little longer to cook, is adding a little bit of water and then covering it up. So let's do that. Okay, so that was like about a minute or 2. And now I'm going to just have it dry out a little bit before I add the other things. Add the mushrooms. You love mushrooms as much as I do. My family, my husband and kids, don't love the texture of mushrooms. They like the taste of it. So it's too bad, because I love it and I would put it in everything if I could. But so sometimes I use it to flavor things like broth and such, and then I get to eat the mushrooms and they don't. So you know how that is. So I'm just gonna give this a minute. I'm actually gonna cover it back up for a second. Make sure that the sweet potatoes really cook. So the way you know if the sweet potatoes cook is just to use a fork and just pierce it. Yep, and if it's nice and soft, then it's done. So I'm gonna put the rest of the stuff in, just kale. And you know, I am not really going to season this with anything. I love all the flavors of these vegetables, and I really want to taste the eggs. So I'm just gonna salt and pepper, and that's it. And then sometimes if you want to top the hash with like some kind of sauce that you like, or maybe eat it with toast, then that's wonderful too. But this is a combination of all the vegetables that I love, so I don't really need anything extra, right? But if you want to, by all means, add some flavors that you like, you know, seasonings, some hot sauce, pepper flakes. Okay, so that took just a second, right, to make the kale. So this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna make 2 little openings for the eggs. And then just a little bit more oil, because we are going to cook the eggs right in these holes. And then let's crack the eggs in there. Make sure the shells don't get in there. I love the different colored eggs. Makes me feel like, I don't know, it's, you know, something special. Okay, so, I broke one. Okay, no worries. So I'm gonna turn down the heat and cover it up until the till the yolks cook just right. And for me, hold on, let me talk to you. I like my yolk to be a little runny. I don't know about you, but you can make it the way you want it. You can make it completely cooked. You can make it as raw as you want, but just use your own judgment as far as how well you want to cook the eggs. But this is it. This is a little bit of sweet potato, kale, mushroom, onion hash with a couple of eggs, and it's going to be my brunch, and I'm going to eat it with maybe a piece of toast, and it's going to be delicious. And you can make this too. So any greens will work here as well. If it's not kale, it can be collards, it could be spinach, although spinach, just cooks down really small, so you need more in volume. Yeah, but enjoy this super simple dish, especially for yourself if you are cooking for yourself, or you can just double this and make it for other people too if you want to have them join you in the deliciousness.